Shocking. ECOWAS parliamentarians urge Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger to return to the bloc. West Africa is at a crossroads. In a desperate plea for unity, ECOWAS parliamentarians are now begging Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger to reverse their decision to exit the regional bloc. This shocking move, announced earlier this year, has sent shockwaves through a region already battling instability, coups, and rising extremism. But why did these nations leave, and can this fractured alliance be repaired? Let's rewind. In January 2024, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, all ruled by military juntas following recent coups, abruptly announced their withdrawal from ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States. They accused the bloc of failing to support their fights against terrorism and of imposing harsh sanctions that crippled their economies. ECOWAS, in turn, suspended the nations, demanding a return to democratic rule. But now, the tables have turned. In a dramatic shift, ECOWAS lawmakers are publicly urging the three nations to come back. The door for dialogue remains open, one parliamentarian declared this week. We cannot afford division in times of crisis. The bloc fears their exit could destabilize the region further, weaken trade, and embolden jihadist groups operating across borders. But will the junta-led governments listen? The stakes couldn't be higher. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger lie at the heart of the Sahel, a region ravaged by insurgencies, poverty, and food insecurity. Their withdrawal from ECOWAS risks isolating them economically and politically, and fractures a bloc that's been a cornerstone of West African integration since 1975. Meanwhile, citizens suffer. Sanctions have spiked prices for basic goods, while militants continue deadly attacks. Critics argue ECOWAS's tough stance backfired, pushing nations toward alliances with Russia instead of regional partners. Economically, the exit threatens a $150 billion regional market. Borders could tighten, hurting cross-border trade and livelihoods. Militarily, joint counterterrorism efforts, already strained, may collapse, leaving gaps for extremists to exploit. And politically, ECOWAS risks losing its influence as other nations watch this rift unfold. The message is clear: without unity, West Africa's crises will only deepen. This is a test of leadership. ECOWAS must balance principles with pragmatism. Can they address the junta's grievances without rewarding coups? Can Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger compromise to avoid isolation? For now, the ball is in everyone's court. ECOWAS is extending an olive branch, but reconciliation will require tough conversations, compromises, and a shared vision for stability. As citizens demand action, the world watches. Will West Africa mend its fractures, or will this split redefine the region forever? One thing's certain: the clock is